Welcome back to the Cabin Podcast. It's me, Kenny, and I'm returning here with my three good friends, as usual, Cameron,
Hey, that's me.
Alan, and Connor.
I guess.
Well, thanks for acting chipper. So,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, time.
we have an announcement to make. We are now on Anchor FM, which is a multimedia podcast outlet where you can post things on there, and it'll post it on just about every, would you say podcast place? Or just about like a playlist place?
It's just for podcasts.
No, just for podcasts.
And
Okay.
it's a way to broadcast it to different services like Spotify, Google Play, not Google Play, Google Podcasts or whatever, and Apple. There's a lot of places.
If we ever do videos, they automatically banish you.
Yes.
Do they?
To the spirit realm.
Is that what the ghost says?
Yeah, that's what the ghost is telling.
Yes. The ghost tells me things, and I am the translator.
Mm-hmm. But we will still be uploading to YouTube, and we'll still be streaming. So you'll find the earliest or if you want to watch early, watch it on Twitch. And
that's when it's happening.
Yeah, it's live.
Like right now.
Yeah, and you could talk to us, and
We're living right now. We're
yeah,
alive.
exactly.
Who
I
knew?
wish I wasn't.
It's not like we're ghosts.
Mm-hmm. So, how are we gonna set this up, Kenny? Like, what's gonna be the first episode?
So the first episode is going to be episode 0. It's our first video on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how we're going to preface it is just we're going to throw a little intro that we pre-record ahead of time. And it'll just be applied onto the beginning. We'll just say like a short bit, who we are, welcome to the Cabin Podcast. And at the end, we're going to throw a little tidbit about, hey, check out our Twitch and YouTube. That'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, without further ado, I should just say nothing's being taken away. We're just adding things.
Yes.
Okay. Without further ado, let's get on to our topic of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I take that back because I don't know how all of you have been this past week.
Oh, he's right.
That's
How
right.
have-
It's been 2 weeks.
All of you been, considering that we skipped last week.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cameron, why don't you talk about your
Jeez,
life?
what is there to talk about?
Honestly, nothing.
I think just school. Did I do anything exciting? I don't even know. I went out to eat yesterday. Oh, I have a capstone project. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where you like your independent project. Well, it's a group project for me since I'm a computer engineer, and I had to present it to the board of engineering. Yesterday.
How was that?
That was scary because it was
You
just
think you did good?
I think I did fine, but we didn't get as many questions as the previous one. Because the first the first group that went up, at the end they have to ask questions. He's like, well, I've got 5 questions for you guys. And I'm like, I did not expect this to happen. Yeah. And they were like really complex questions that I wouldn't be able to answer. But for us, it was only like 3 questions, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, that's my fun thing of the week.
Incredible.
Nothing happened.
That sounds fun. You know,
It was
responsibility and pressure.
Yeah.
Nothing gets you moving like that.
Yeah, your juices.
Alan, how about you?
School's been fucking like old. I had to do I had a homework assignment this Wednesday, and I spent like 6 hours doing it, and I only got like 80% done. And I just turned it in.
Was it a program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a program. My computer science class is all about security, and it's the biggest load of fucking garbage I've ever done.
Okay.
Computer security is possibly one of the worst computer science courses I've ever taken because it's not programming at all.
Safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not programming at all. It's just, hey, here's the terminal and type this bunch of gobbledygook and hope something happens.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I didn't take a course like that. I took computer architecture. We talked a little bit about safety, but we talked more about RAM and memory and stuff like
Sounds
that.
a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to Connor, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell yourself
Tell yourself.
about how the ghost has been?
Yeah,
The
how's
ghost
it doing?
has been, I haven't done anything in the past week or 2 weeks. Nothing has ever happened to me.
I'm sorry.
You haven't eaten?
Thanks.
No, of course not. I had my birthday.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a big thing.
Yeah,
We all forgot.
I'm 20.
And we all said happy birthday, huh? Yeah.
I did, yeah.
No, not to you. You
Yeah.
suck, Kenny. Anyway,
Don't you fucking say that shit to me.
Oh, God.
and that yeah, I just had a good time, ate a bunch, and now I have I have a new microphone,
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
sound
see,
like
And I
getting
have
a bunch of new things.
and I have a new companion, which is the Wind Ghost.
Mm-hmm. He's
I
your
think
new
that's just the
roommate?
weather.
He's been my roommate for the past, I don't know, 2 years.
Nice.
What's his name?
The Wind
Um,
Ghost.
Wind
Seamus.
Ghost. Oh,
Is that just his title, The Wind Ghost?
Yeah,
Seamus
but
the
his,
Wind
his,
Ghost?
his name is Seamus.
Nice.
Okay.
And Seamus is a fucking bastard. Let me
Okay, okay.
God. Kenny, how was your 2 weeks?
You know, my 2 weeks have been not so stellar. I've been
Oh.
having a rough time this past
Did
couple
you-
weeks.
Did you have a reverse birthday where you got younger?
I wish.
If I got younger, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, you
That'd be
did-
that'd be the kind of cool thing to explore. But I did not get younger. I was coincidentally enough, these past few weeks I've been off my diet
Mm.
and I started eating a lot of carbs again. And immediately I started feeling like shit. I was just feeling bad all the time. And I've started my diet again this week,
Mhm.
and I immediately feel 20% better.
Okay.
So I
Like-
think
As in bad, do you mean like stomach issues or like just guilty?
no, just well, guilty, sure, but like
Okay.
just my overall feeling throughout the days.
Okay.
I would say like I was functioning on around 40 to 50% of my usual self.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it wasn't that good, but I mean, starting my diet again, I feel like immediately better.
Well, we're glad to have you back, Kenny.
Thank you. And also, tomorrow, I'm taking my siblings to a trampoline place. I forget what they're called. They have a brand name.
Just
Yeah.
jump?
I think it was just...
Maybe
Sky jump or
Sky Zone?
air
Sky
death.
Zone?
Air death.
They always have really epic sounding names usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but none of them stick in your mind because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Can I guys tell you about my my Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I ran this Wednesday? 'Cause,
Okay.
No.
So this Wednesday, it was my birthday, as I mentioned earlier, and I
Really?
had a session that I just really didn't want to run. It wasn't because it was just I felt like nobody was very interested, and I wasn't very interested. So I was like, why the hell should I run this on my birthday? So it's like maybe if I just switch it to something I'm more interested in. But then I was like, I got to keep to the story. So I found a really good compromise. So Wednesday session, they all went into a dungeon and they were immediately hit with a smell that completely made them start to hallucinate. They believed that they were all 3 foot tall bipedal animals from the village of Scrotus. And they believed that gnomes had stolen all of their berries and they lived in the village of Bibimbop. And their goal was to wreak as much havoc as physically possible. And so the team was composed of Bingle Scramp, Kringle Kraus, Yannerfuck, Boob Arrow, and let's see, who else? There was one other person, I feel
No.
like. I think that... Oh, and Grumbleforge.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they were all just destroyed everything, and it was really fun.
I'm glad. Wait.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. You turned something that you didn't want to do into something that you had fun doing.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
Stinking thinking.
Shall we begin our topic? We
Yeah,
delayed it
let's-
long enough.
Let's
Hold
do it.
on. I think our
Gosh
friend
damn it!
has
are you
something to
s-
say.
No, I don't want
No.
to talk to Seamus.
Mm,
Okay.
Oh, he actually
All
got
right.
really angry.
Without further ado, let's jump into our topic of the week.
I'm
This
sorry.
week, we're talking about fandoms
Yes.
and how they can either,
I should just go
reinforce
push
the popularity of a game or just tear it down.
It doesn't. Well, we're not talking about games. We're talking about anything.
Anything. That's right. I just went to
Yeah.
games because, well, there's something relevant that's coming up.
Yeah,
Past
kind of.
week.
Yeah, in a way. Do you want me to talk about it?
Sure. Why don't you take it away?
All right. So recently, what was this at? Was this? Oh, BlizzCon.
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon
Swear
2018.
it's super cold.
Yes. Well, and okay. So this is about Diablo, and there's a lot of fans of Diablo. But recently they announced a new game at BlizzCon. Diablo Immortal, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Diablo trash. What?
Whoa.
Got him.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about the fandom of Diablo per se, but I think this is pretty relatable for a lot of game companies that come out with phone apps instead of actual games. Well, I guess they're actual. Well, that's debatable. Some would say it's not an actual game. Some say it would be. Because a lot of people believe mobile games suck, but we're not here to talk about that. That's upcoming, probably. We'll talk about
Okay.
mobile games. But the fans of Diablo were very pissed off by this, and they made it known at the BlizzCon by booing the guy on stage. And this poor soul, I feel bad for him, because I don't think anyone would want to be in that situation. It was just a lot of outcry.
But did you see the based red shirt man?
I do not. Who's this based red shirt man? I'm gonna look it up.
Based red shirt man walked up on stage and asked if it was an early April joke.
Oh yeah, that guy. I remember him. I might.
He's a god. It made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was a pretty good moment, I gotta say.
Still, in my opinion, most fandoms suck. I'm sorry, I messed up there. All fandoms suck and they're all
Okay.
cancer.
So you're on the extreme side of things.
Yeah, it's basically. I think
Okay.
once a certain amount of people enter a fandom, it just devolves into a constant shitting into other people's mouths and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I just
All right.
hate it.
I'm in the boat where fandoms can be really good for the show or the game that is being talked about in the fandom. I think it could be both good and bad. But there's been a lot of cases where the fans have gone really crazy or have done something really stupid or just very inhumane.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what Tumblr is.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
fuck that
we'll
place.
probably talk about Tumblr here because that's kind of important with fandoms.
Well, without straying too far from the event,
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit more about what happened at Blizzard.
I mean,
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon.
one sec. I just everything minimized. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what else happened. They just got booed. No one likes how Diablo came out with a mobile game instead of a
Actual
PC console game because
Yeah.
they've been waiting a long
Listen,
time.
listen.
Mhm.
If you need to get a mobile game, you need to get RuneScape old school for your phone and for your tablet.
What about
I've been getting a
Fortnite?
bunch of ads for the RuneScape
What is
game.
Fortnite? Isn't an actual thing.
Fortnite's not an app, so
RuneScape is better than Fortnite.
all right, fair enough.
That's
No,
just
yeah,
true.
fair enough.
But yeah,
Don't want to talk about facts, but it's really interesting because, right, Blizzard, it's a company known for being, hey, all the companies out there are shit, but we can trust Blizzard because they know what us gamers want.
Imagine
know-
thinking you can trust
They
a
connect with
company.
us on a level where other companies don't. But then now we see, with recent years, Blizzard's just becoming more and more, I don't know if you want to call it disillusioned, maybe,
what are you getting at?
with how they sort of give their fans content. So
Are you,
my
okay.
my question is to you all: how was it that they could not see it coming?
That-
Like
Because they're a
they
bunch of
presented this
backlash.
mobile game, right? And they're like, "Hey guys, BlizzCon, our biggest event of the year, like the biggest thing that we could ever showcase, it's a mobile game."
yeah. Well,
I mean,
And
I mean,
the thing is, what blows me away is that they expected to be praised and cheered for that.
It's
Yeah.
very easy. I can tell you it right now. A
Okay.
bunch of corporate people sat down and were like, "Hey, mobile games are pretty popular. People like mobile games, right?"
Mhm.
They cheered for Fortnite on the mobile.
Yeah, they
cheered for
loved it
Diablo.
because it's a free
Right?
game.
It's a free
Mhm.
game.
Is Diablo Immortal free? I don't
I
think
don't
it
know.
is.
Who
I
fucking
assume it
cares?
is. Most mobile games are.
They usually are,
Which
but
is
they have
the problem.
microtransactions. But
yeah, that's
They're
the
not
problem.
free. I mean, they're not free. Anyway,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, if we make Diablo but turn it into a mobile game, we'll get a lot of overlap between people who really enjoy Diablo and people who also really enjoy mobile games, and then we can suck all the money and all the fun out of the game."
yeah,
That's a great idea, right? Because the overlap between mobile gamers and Diablo gamers is obviously very high.
well, yeah.
Mm.
Like if we're talking like the group that play mobile games, it's mostly kids.
That's why
That's
Fortnite
yeah,
on the
Fortnite
mobile phone
is perfect.
is a success.
Yeah.
Because kids are idiots and they'll eat anything on a phone.
With Diablo, that runs back a long time, and mostly on PC, I believe,
Hmm.
which is their player basis. Which I don't know why they would do that. Like, it's cool if they had like a small Diablo game on the phone, but they didn't overhype it. I'd be totally fine with that. I could see that.
Hmm.
But the way they presented it off made it seem like it was this great new thing that everyone should buy. And then they told them that it was a phone game, and everyone just lost their marbles.
Well, I mean, it's because you buy a pass to go to a place, right? You get really excited because, hey, there's going to be a new Diablo announcement, right? And
Mhm.
it's like, nah, son, you just got absolutely lied to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. But
I can understand a little bit, but
Yeah.
I was on Twitter and I saw that a lot of people that were defending Blizzard was some fans, but a lot of the people were content creators.
that were
What do you
angry.
mean?
Yeah, that were angry at the fans' reaction, how people
Oh, I
like
see.
just
Okay.
attacked them.
Mhm.
So the main voices that I saw protecting Blizzard were content creators like Blizzard.
Let me tell you why. Oh, okay, wait. Do you mean content creators like people who make games or
People
like
who make games, or just people that are known for making things in general, just like known for their artistic medium.
because they like to suck off major companies so they get more cred in the industry.
I don't think
You
that's the
can't-
case for everyone, though.
I don't think that's the case. That's not what I was seeing.
All right.
Like what I
Guys, I
the
feel like
tweets
we're
that I was reading.
diverting from the point of fandoms.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
I'm talking about
I've
the
been waiting to
fandom
talk
backlash.
about the shit I was ready to talk about. You guys literally said 7 minutes ago, we'll talk about mobile games later, and then
Yeah, I
immediately
know.
started to talk.
That's why I try to move it away from.
Okay, okay.
Diablo.
No,
Yeah.
okay, stop. All right, okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I am taking over the podcast now
It's taking the reins.
because I'm sick of it. Seamus and I are sick of it. All right.
Okay.
We're going to start with some couple things. Cameron, do you have a list of things that we're going to talk about? If not,
I do.
You
I'll
can't
begin.
do that. You can't take
No,
it
no,
over.
no,
and put it
no,
together.
Connor, take it
shut
over. Connor,
Shut
take
up.
it over.
Shut up,
Take it
Kenny.
over.
Go in the locker. Go in the locker.
Ah!
Okay, Cameron,
Yes.
what's on the list?
On the list? Well, the main thing I wanted to talk about today is if fandoms are problematic for.
Okay,
Ye-
please use a
yes
different
and
word.
no.
No,
Please
okay.
use a different word.
That
What do you mean by problematic? Because that means nothing.
Okay. Fandoms come
Like-
with a lot of issues that within the fandom and outside of the fandom. Like
Okay.
some
yeah.
fandoms are good, I think, but in a lot of cases, which I'll talk about, there's some big cases here that they can be harmful to people or just the popularity of a
I
show.
think-
It could
I
ruin the
think-
enjoyment.
I think that the basic point, the basic conclusion is fandoms are completely fine. They're great until you start inserting things into the content that aren't actually there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have something I really want to talk about later, but I don't know if it's appropriate.
Well,
like what?
Okay,
Appropriate.
okay. Can I start off saying something really quick?
Sure.
sure.
I don't like when people on the internet are part of fandoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just constantly ship things together that
Oh, yeah,
obviously don't go together in that way. And then then they take it one step further, and it's real people now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Don't
That's
worry, that's on the
fucking
list.
Disgusting.
That's on the
I don't
list.
understand. Like, just respect people's. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
I don't have anything that's coming to mind right now. Could you give me an example?
PewDiePie and literally.
Oh, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, those are real
Markiplier,
people.
Like Markiplier stuff, Jax. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of just being a dick to people you're supposed to like.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind.
Yeah, I'll talk a bit about shipping. It's on the list here.
It's just okay, whatever.
I have two lists. One that I think, or why fandoms are great in my opinion, and then I have a list of why, or in some cases they have been problematic or been a big issue in past history, which I have a lot of examples of.
Good boy.
So first off, I want to say, if we talk about your fandom, this is just our opinions, and I don't want to piss anyone off.
I don't care if
come
I piss
at
you
me
off.
and I will destroy you.
I literally don't give a shit if I piss anybody off.
Okay, I mean that's fine. Yeah, it's just your opinion.
Cameron might be okay not offending anybody, but I honestly don't give a shit.
I'm just giving you real world examples of what has happened in fandoms, and I'm sure not everyone in these fandoms are terrible. There's always a bad egg. There's always a dozen of bad eggs usually.
Yeah. That
have caused issues, and I'm just gonna, you know what? I'll just start off with why I think fandoms are good. They're a great way for people to meet and who are interested in the same thing. It's an easy way to talk about something.
Okay.
Do you have any examples of this? I know Connor and I were in the Doctor Who club, and I met a lot of people there.
Ooh, that was good. I got sick of the people.
Yeah, this was in high school. I got sick of Doctor Who.
Yeah. But... I like the anime club. I thought that we were all weebs, but
some of them were kind of awkward.
Some of them were a little bit too. Into it.
That was me.
Just a little bit, right?
It really wasn't you.
I only went there once, and I never went again.
That's fair. I only went like 5 times, and out of I don't know, the maybe 20 times they met.
I think I only went because Connor was my ride.
I went there because I wanted excuses to hold power, and a certain somebody else was in the club.
Yeah, we know.
You know, with talking about anime club and just in our experience, when I went to anime club, I enjoyed just about everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was weird, but I liked it.
Yeah, because you're weird too, Kenny.
Yeah, I like weird people. Weird people just are so attractive to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Dude. Okay. Get this, right? When someone walks in the club with a pink mohawk and a feather at the end of their scalp,
Okay.
What the fuck?
Well,
another good fandom I think is Dungeons and Dragons.
I guess that where people are interested in the same thing. That's true.
Yeah, and you get to tell stories, and it's like, I went on this adventure.
Okay, but here's the thing about the fandoms you're talking about. In general, hello?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want?
In general, they don't really fuck with other people.
Also, they're also a huge when you say anime, that has a ton of different fandoms within it.
Exactly. Like the anime fandom itself, I don't know what you mean by that.
That's really broad.
But D&D never really fucks with anybody from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's pretty open.
From my exposure of it is primarily very open, but then there is an elitism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within just about every fandom. It's when something is interpreted incorrectly.
Okay.
Or with specifically tied to D&D, if you get a rule wrong, there are many who will jump on your shit and like call you out for getting something wrong.
Okay.
When primarily the game is about you and how you interpret the rules, but some people take the word at face value and think it's the Bible.
Yeah. Okay. That's true.
Hmm.
Should I get on to the next point? Whether I think they're
Yeah,
great?
yeah.
Sure, well,
Go
they're
ahead.
great.
As it brings a lot of people together, it also brings a lot of creative outlets to people themselves, where they write fan fictions or art for that promote. But I know there's some issues with that. But I think overall, giving people something to care about and just put their time and effort into is a great way to
Yeah.
have love from the people, I think.
Okay, I personally think that what is it? What'd you say? Fan fiction is just kind of cringy in my opinion. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't matter.
cringy, but I mean, if you're outside of the fandom, it can be cringy. And I guess if it's really bad writing, it could be cringy. But I think there's some cases where it could be good. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
It gets
For the most
person
part, though.
motivated.
Yeah, no, like I do like that it does motivate people, or not. I don't think motivate is the right word, but
It gets people interested in.
It gets people to do other stuff. Yeah. Like if you've gone to a convention, which I have like once or twice, you can see a lot of people like making stuff and doing stuff, selling stuff, and I think that's pretty healthy. It's interesting too, like that people actually have a passion to do something with another passion they have.
Oh, and Periasa in the chat says fan games too. So there's also fan games of
True.
a lot of different. There's too many to name.
There's no fan games.
There are.
Nintendo gets rid of all of them. Don't you know?
Connor,
You're not allowed to make a fan game.
Damn.
Nintendo killed.
Connor, no.
And I only have one last point is that since a lot of people are talking about it, it gets the people interested into the show or the game or whatever it is.
That's a big oof for me.
It invites a lot of people, but as I said, there are bad eggs, and we'll get to that here when I talk about the issues that I've seen or I've researched. Shall I just get right into that?
Just go.
Number one, worst fandom.
Okay.
Racism.
Sure.
Well,
that's not a fandom.
That's not a fandom.
That's a social issue.
That's something. That's an action.
Yeah.
People can be fan of racisms. Why do you think the Ku Klux Klan exists? Why do you think all these racist groups exist?
Connor.
We're not talking.
We're talking about entertainment.
Fandoms are bad.
Connor, shut up.
Stop.
Connor, Seamus is poisoning your mind.
He is. He's putting thoughts in there.
I'll have you know. I killed a bunch of KKK members. In, Red Dead today. I was like, I'm taking you guys down.
Yeah, Cameron.
Yes.
Can you?
Okay. Well, you asked what the worst fandom is, and I'm just gonna what? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to say what you think the worst fandom?
I'm just gonna give a warning that I'm probably gonna talk a lot about Steven Universe.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And because there's been a lot of issues with it. I'm going to talk about other things too, but
I don't know, dude. I think
before we get into talking about any specific fandom, let's talk about the negatives of what fandoms can do.
Oh yeah. Okay. So all the examples are going to give.
Okay. Can I have a suggestion?
What?
Let's go through every example as to why a fandom could be bad, and then give it a certain example of a fandom that plays in.
Okay. Yeah. Well, one is gatekeeping. There's a lot of gatekeeping within fandoms, saying you're not smart. Yeah.
What
gatekeeping is? You want me to explain it?
Oh, I know what gatekeeping is. I was thinking. Yeah, I just thought of a really good one, but I was
thinking of a fandom that does gatekeeping.
Yes.
I was thinking of video games.
Yeah, that's in video games like Dark Souls.
Yeah, me too.
That's a big one.
It's in Smash Bros. I know.
Okay. Smash Bros.
I mean, like all these fake gamers. And all these gamer girls. Polluting the water.
Yes.
With their casual game.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Seamus?
He agrees.
Seamus has a good point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what other things about fandoms? Like,
Do you just
really
want me to list them? Because I'll go
Yeah.
back and
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
each one. Toxicity within the show's fandom. So that's like the ship wars sort of thing, or you just get pissed off. Or want me to give an example right away about this one?
Sure.
Twilight.
I guess, yeah. Team Jacob versus Team Edward.
Who
They fu-
cares versus who cares?
But the one I found is on Steven Universe. Fans were attacking each other by drawing their characters in a lighter shade of color, or their weight was less.
Wait,
They
what?
showed them slimmer.
Wait, what? Okay, you go back to the first one real quick.
What? The first one?
Yeah, so they drew them in a lighter color.
Like they're like I think Amethyst is African American, so they have darker skin, so it's like a browner shade, I guess.
I'm gonna check this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Amethyst. Wait, no. I thought.
Is it Amethyst or I
Yeah,
can't
there's
remember.
Garnet, there's Amethyst, and
Oh, is
then
it
there's
Garnet?
Pearl.
It might be
It might-
Garnet.
I think Garnet is the one that's depicting a black woman with the
Yes,
afro.
Garnet. That was
Yeah.
the one I was. I'm sorry.
Actually, they're all asexual rocks who are also lesbians, so they don't have a gender, Connor. Okay.
I was
Mhm.
talking about the race,
The
you
race,
weirdo.
yeah. So
Oh, they're all asexual, so they can't have races.
Wait.
yes,
She's not even black. She's red.
She's
guess, yeah.
dark
But
red, and
she's-
she has features that imply that
Yeah.
she is
there's
based
also
off
been
of an African woman.
yeah. There's also people who drew her hair straight, which a lot of people didn't like because naturally curly. I guess I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Just lead us on to the another one. The
Okay.
next one.
A lot of fandoms had death threats to different artists within the fandom or people working on them.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And the last one is or sorry, I almost said the wrong thing. I think the biggest issue when people think about fandoms is cringe and
Yeah.
cringe
Oh,
culture.
Yeah.
A lot of
I mean-
fandoms have this issue.
I mean, that's the problem, back in the day when fandoms were only stuck to schools, not online,
Mhm.
you could be embarrassing and cringy alone and nobody would have to look at you. I mean,
Well, I mean,
I think
I think it's
yeah.
stupid that people record themselves doing these things when they.
Yeah.
I would hope they have the self-awareness to understand that other people consider it cringy.
Yeah.
they're expecting that they're just going to be stuck to their community where other
Yeah.
people might actually appreciate it. And then there are people that hunt these things.
Yeah.
Seamus, can you just stop? All right. And then people hunt these content down and then they put it out in the world that it's actual.
Yeah, they show it off in a cringe
proper community.
compilation.
God, I
Yeah.
love those things.
Shrek's taking a pic.
Now,
Oh, my cringe
now, I personally don't think cringe is an issue within a fandom because it's kept within the fandom. Usually, it's only when
Yeah.
you take it outside of it. And I don't
yeah,
think.
I think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just don't think cringe should be targeted for the biggest issue in fandoms because it really isn't. It's
I think
yeah,
it's just people having a good time. Honestly, if you're
Mhm.
not being a shithead, go ahead, be cringy. Just
Yeah.
realize that you're probably gonna need to grow out of it.
yeah. And there's some
But they don't.
I'm sure they do. And it also is cringy to people in the fandom too, I'm sure. Like you remember musically Rick and Morty, like do you remember that whole thing?
No,
I don't.
You don't.
Those-
Wait, what?
Those
Wait,
are
what?
bad.
Oh, are you talking about the?
Musically- Yeah. They took a lot of scenes from Rick and Morty and like lip sync to them. They
I
were
wanna-
dressed up in the characters.
Yeah, I kind of hate those.
Yeah,
A lot.
it's very uncomfortable to watch, but I was in the
I won't.
I
I
watched
will-
Rick and Morty, so
I mean, I will admit that it is impressive how they did the makeup and everything.
yeah,
But
that
at the
is good.
same time, I just don't understand why you would use your time to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I think that's one of the it's just an outlet, right, for
Mhm.
them to communicate their adoration for the subject.
Yeah.
And I think that comes along with the cringe too. I don't think all cringe is bad.
Mm-mm.
I just need to highlight that cringe comes from a place that is, well, I mean, not cringe specifically, but cringe within fandoms. Like people cringe at like this guy doing something,
Mhm.
but it's mainly just out of
It's the people
love
in the
for the
fandoms,
thing.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it comes from a lack of self-awareness. That's what it
True.
comes from.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why you cringe. It's because, oh, I wouldn't do that.
Cringing is exercising your empathy. You're putting yourself in the place of that person and thinking, I'd be so fucking embarrassed if this was me.
Yeah, if someone else saw you
Mm.
with this.
Which is why which is why when I see something embarrassing in a film, I usually tend to try and leave the room because it's I can't tolerate it.
Yeah. And since we're talking about cringe, one fandom keeps coming up for this, which is Homestuck. Did any of you know this?
Homestuck.
I
I
never.
believe that Alan was a consumer of Homestuck.
Oh, did you read
bit.
I mean, I
Alan
read it. I read
was a
some of it.
homestucker.
No, I'm not part of the fandom, dog. I just read the thing and I was like,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, I read the first part, and it was
You know,
really
and
then
interesting.
You know what?
Yeah.
I can top you.
Yeah.
Wait, before you continue, you could go. If you want to see Homestuck cringy things, go to homestuckstories.tumblr.com. That's
I don't want to
fun
do
of
that.
it. Don't worry. It's literally just people talking about their experiences with Homestuck people in public.
Sick.
You have to take it with a grain of salt, though, because some of them could be a little dramatic. But go on, Connor.
I can top Alan. I for about
For what?
for about 4 months I was a brony.
You were,
Okay.
Like you were in the fan. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this actually.
Yeah, I had a favorite pony. It was Fluttershy, and I was having a pretty good time. Enjoying the fandom. I didn't think nothing much of the show. I watched the entire first season, and I think I watched almost all of the second season.
Okay.
And I was having a pretty good time. And then I saw porn, and then
Oh yes.
I kind of snuck into my room in the fandom house, and I took all my stuff, and I snuck out in the middle.
Okay, I was a bit
Rule
scared.
34, huh?
I was a bit scared as to where that was gonna go.
Connor, this is on my list.
Oh well, I just like to picture you catching me as I'm escaping the brony room, going, "This is on my list."
I did watch the first season of My Little Pony 2. I think it's a great show. It's a great kids show, and I think adults can watch it too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just what people do to the characters. I'll say what I have is on my list. People are distorting the characters and making them really sexualized, like Connor said, and turning it into something that it's not. And it's eliminating the safe space for like young children watching it or looking it up online, which could be an issue, I think. And,
Look, man, the thing is, you got a disparity between like kids
yes,
and 30-year-old men who will pretend they're not furries.
yeah, and they clop, or they say
Stop!
the word. Yeah, okay.
Don't say that word. It's not 2012.
It's not 2012.
No, it was more like 2014.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Do you think?
It's too long.
Yeah.
I wish I'd never heard that word again.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
What?
Yep. Okay. Do you want me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the art is usually like inflation or it's really gory.
Stop.
It's like those two things is huge.
It's like Sonic, but with ponies.
Yeah, and
I don't understand.
at the BronyCon, there was vendors selling not safe for work art.
Are you serious,
Yeah,
bro?
there's a lot of popular, pornographic ponies at BronyCon.
Well, my question to this is,
Yeah.
it just seems like a case of Rule 34, right?
Yeah, but it's
I
on a
don't
show
know.
that's
I mean,
for children.
it is
Kids.
children's and ponies,
Yeah.
but let's apply this rule to something else. Something
what?
that came out recently, The Incredibles 2.
Okay,
Oh, but-
there's a completely different sort of thing.
Are you
with
talking
that.
about the mother?
Well, I mean, one's anthropomorphic,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, but these are a
Okay.
bunch of dudes that are sexualizing ponies on a kid's show, and the ponies are usually like 12 years old.
Oh, Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the issue.
yeah. You know,
There's
you
a
got me
couple
there.
layers deep there, Kenny, compared to an animated, fully grown woman
Yeah.
who is already thick in the movie.
And
All
who's
right.
a great mother to her children.
You don't need to add thickness to her. She already has it.
Yeah, okay. That was my little pony rant that we can push to the side now.
All right. Checklist.
Yeah.
Get bronies against.
I have a legitimate question. What the fuck is up with like inflation shit, and why is it always with the worst fandoms?
I don't know.
That's,
It's a fetish thing. I that I'm not into.
Yeah, it's a
So
kink.
I can't
You
really
know, I don't-
explain it.
I don't fucking get it.
I don't know.
Why?
I try not to kink shame people. So I mean, I don't judge.
I feel like gore is way worse than inflation though. Like there's a
I
lot
mean,
of
yeah.
gore art.
I mean, because that, like, you know, it's just the thing is, it's just like, while it's not rape, it still feels like you're violating the characters.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Mm.
It's,
All right,
in my
keep
opinion.
going,
Okay.
Cameron.
Well, those were all. I already talked about like all the bad things, but I could talk about specific fandoms, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a couple.
Okay. Have you? Has anyone here watched Hitalia?
Yes, it's that one
Yes.
about the countries, right?
Yeah, the one with the countries is the
Yeah.
anime characters.
Yeah, those fans
Yeah.
suck ass.
This was kind of big like 15 years ago. It's not that big anymore.
15
Obviously.
years ago.
Is
he
it
says.
15? I don't know.
It was probably 5 years ago.
It was a while ago. I watched the show like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I realized that hey, this is
Well, I guess it was it was 8 or 10 years ago. Is when the manga came out, I guess.
Hmm.
But I guess when the anime came out is when it became big.
Yeah,
But I wanted.
but
to
it was big, especially
was
within the
huge.
anime, with the Western anime community.
Yes. And this is mostly have to do with children being in the fandom who took what was depicted in the show as true history of
Wait, are you serious?
of the Earth. Yeah, a lot of people believed
Are
what
you
was
serious?
told about this, and yeah, like
Somewhat, yeah.
they're mostly like children, like I said. Also, RPG Monger talked about this.
What?
It's a YouTube channel. They talk about fandoms. So if you want to learn more about any of this, no, they talk about the problems with fandoms.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
So if I don't do it well enough, go to him. But they also, if you go to a lot of historical documentaries, probably not now, but back when it was huge, like if you look at German rallies, or there's people commenting about characters in the show and just kind of being in the wrong place, talking about the wrong things.
I don't get it.
Okay, well,
Why do people think they can self-insert themselves into something and completely change what people are talking about?
I don't know. And there's one thing on Italia too. At a con, there was a group of people cosplaying as the German character, and they were making a lot of Nazi jokes, and they were saluting in pictures, which does not represent the character at all in the show.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly. I don't want to talk too much about that one because I mean they're probably just edgy teens doing silly things.
yeah, I think it just stems from a place of edgy humor.
Yeah,
People are trying to get a poke.
It's a
out
funny
of
show.
reality.
I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That
Pretty edgy.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Alan? You had another fandom you wanted to talk
Oh
about?
yeah, dude. Can we talk about Tail fandom, dog?
Sorry, what was that?
Holy
Tail?
Undertale.
Oh, Undertale. Okay.
Undertale.
Holy. Okay, first of all,
Undertale as a pure content is fantastic.
Connor, shut the fuck up and let me talk. All right. Undertale is 3 if statements the game.
I don't know about that
It's-
one.
What do you?
It's literally, hey, did you kill everybody? Did you kill some people, or did you kill no one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what?
It's
the
3
fact
if
that-
statements the game.
No,
Yeah,
that's
people-
not
no,
true.
Connor, let me
that's
talk.
not
No,
true
Connor,
because there are other options depending if you kill specific characters.
Connor, they're all if statements. It's really not a revolutionary game.
We're not here about
People,
the game.
no, let me
though.
talk. No, I
It's
want
just-
to talk about it.
Okay.
I want to talk about it real quick. And people talk about it Like it's the greatest fucking game to ever
It's
exist.
not the greatest fucking thing, but it's still very good. And I feel like
Yeah.
you've let the fandoms get to you by trashing the game for the fandom's
It's-
merits and not the actual
It's not
games.
a bad game. I'll
It's
give
a
it that.
good game.
It's
You
not. No,
can't.
Connor. I'm
It's a
talking.
good game.
It's not a bad game. It's just not incredibly amazing. It's a good game. Yeah, I'll give it that. It's a good game, but people blow it out of proportion,
Yeah.
and it's made me hate it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that you literally just admitted to
I
you
will
having a
agree.
bias.
Yeah, Connor, I do have a bias. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't trust you then.
We all have biases, Connor.
I don't at all.
What
Name one bias I have.
Bethesda
Connor, come
games.
on.
Bethesda games, honestly, I'm not really
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward
You know
to.
what? I think that sums it up.
I'm not really looking forward to their games right now.
Oh, the new Elder Scrolls?
It's
Fallout 76. It looks fun, and I'm probably gonna get it, but I'm like not really that crazy about it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, it reignites my desire for Bethesda, but at the moment, I really just can't give a poop.
Okay.
Okay, can I keep talking
Yeah,
though?
let's get back to
Okay.
Undertale.
Like
It's a good game.
It's good, yeah.
Okay.
Readdress that.
let Alan finish his thought.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I'll give it credit. It's got a good music.
Mhm.
It's got decent gameplay. It's funny.
Yeah, it's got character.
Yeah. But like Jesus Christ. Everybody and their mom basically shit themselves the day the game came out. And were like,
Mhm.
oh my god, this game is amazing. You gotta play it. And I was like, it doesn't look that good. It
Mm.
looks all right. It doesn't really interest me. Like, no, you gotta play it. It's amazing. Like, I
Mhm.
think like people overly advertising a product
Yeah.
itself is damaging to the product.
Yeah. And actually, I did have something else on the list that make it a problem, which was it was somewhere else. I don't know why. But this applies to that, is that people take fandoms as their own life. Like, it's all they ever talk
Yeah.
about. It's
Like, relax.
it's like their fandom is the greatest thing ever, and nothing's gonna like bump it out of there until they find their newest fandom. And then that's all they talk about. They don't have their own life. They don't talk about their own life. They just talk about this game on Tumblr forever. Or fandom. Which is fine. It's great to love something.
But at the same time, it's really unhealthy for everyone.
You should have more than one love in your life.
Okay, like, can I be honest?
Yeah.
I've never cringed so hard than when fucking MatPat gave the Pope a copy of Undertale.
Did he do actually?
I
He
think
fucking-
he actually
He
did.
fucking did it.
Isn't that a joke?
No, he did it.
What do you mean he did it? Like, how did he gift it to him?
I
met
think
the
there
Pope?
was. Yeah, he met the Pope. There was a YouTube thing, and there was a lot of people there, or there was something like that. Social influencers.
Why was the
and they
Pope
were-
at a YouTube convention?
No, all right. I need to like look this up real quick, but you guys keep talking.
Okay.
Okay.
But still, it's like, it's not a great game to give the Pope.
I don't think any game's a good game to give to the Pope. I don't think
Exactly.
he plays
It's
games.
like, I got you a Steam code for Undertale.
What's
What?
the Steam?
What's the Steam?
Well, my counter argument to that, right, is you said that people sort of devote their lives to a fandom
Yeah, like it's all they
Yeah.
or
talk
like a
about.
specific thing. Okay.
Mhm.
I would propose a counter argument that fans or fandoms are probably the main people that can truly understand the merits of a game,
Okay.
or just like the merits of the subject.
Yeah, they have
Obviously,
preference for it,
because
yeah.
that's all they ever talk about. It's what they prefer. They're part of the fandom. Of course, they're
Yeah.
gonna.
So with that, right? I think for like true fans, and I'm not talking about blind fans. For the true fans, they can appreciate a game, or I keep referring back to games.
Yeah.
They can appreciate something.
I mean, that's because it's
same
what
time
we
they can-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
It's mostly games and shows, I think.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's other things like comics and stuff, but
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of examples of toxic things.
Mm.
We're almost
Like,
on 50 minutes, by the way. So
That's all right. I mean, we can keep talking.
I-
yeah,
Yeah, we
sure.
can keep talking. Sure.
I have Dungeons and Dragons to run. Is it okay?
Hold on,
if
we're
I-
talking about fandoms, Connor.
Is it
Chill
okay
for a
if I
second.
leave for now so I can get my prep up?
Sure. Everybody say
Okay.
bye to Connor.
Bye, Connor.
Bye, Connor.
Bye, everybody, and don't forget that Undertale is the greatest game that it was.
Then you
He's
go.
Okay.
a liar. All right. Anyways, so with the okay, I want to talk about something.
Okay.
Sure.
So, like the Pokemon fandom itself, is absolutely segmented, and it's ridiculously disgusting, in my opinion.
Like how
So there's-
so?
Okay, so there's people that just play Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Like just
Who enjoy it?
normally. Yeah. There's people who breed Pokemon for fun.
What do you mean? Like they mix two Pokemon together?
Like since it's part of the game mechanics, they breed Pokemon to get Pokemon that like are preferred, right? With specific move sets and EVs or whatever. I'm
Okay.
sure you don't understand what that means. There's people that play online and cheat to be able to get Pokemon that they want.
Okay.
And there's people that just play straight out and don't cheat, right?
All right. And there's people who collect cards.
I think we're talking. That's a different part of the fandom, for sure. But like,
Okay.
Are you talking about specifically the game fandom?
I'm
yeah,
just-
the game.
I'm just confused what you're having an issue with.
So
Okay.
I've seen people in this specific fandom because I don't integrate myself into any fandom. Really, I merely like go around the edges. Like, I'm interested in this. Let's check what the fuck this is on about.
You're in like the fandom zoo where there's a gate and you're just kind of peering in to see the animals.
Yeah,
Fine.
basically.
Yeah.
But like, I have a really hard time understanding what the concept of a real fan is.
Mm.
Because I've heard this thrown across in the Pokemon fandom because hey, if you don't like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and
yeah.
Let's Go Eevee, you're not a real fan. Or if you cheat to be able to do this, you're not a real fan. I mean,
So
what?
gatekeeping, basically.
Yeah, I don't understand what gives you the right to tell someone that they are or aren't a fan of something that they enjoy.
Mhm.
Hmm. I think that just stems from a place of blind admiration,
Yeah.
right?
They just
It stems from what I said earlier, how they view the content specifically as the Bible.
yeah.
The content that is given by the content creators.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters. That's blind admiration from my standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah. Silly.
I didn't know the Pokemon fandom was like this. I've never heard this before.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
just about
dude.
every fandom's like this,
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
right?
Okay.
I would talk about the Kingdom Hearts fandom
Oh,
because
yeah.
I consider myself a true fan of Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah, I love
but
it.
I absolutely am not part of that fandom because of the blind admiration that I see for it.
Okay.
I think a true fan is someone who can love the content, but at the same time they can absolutely destroy that content. Like they can rip into it, they can
Yeah.
criticize it, and they can loathe it. But at the end of the day, they come back to it because they love it. That's what a true fan is, I think.
That's some gatekeeping right there, Kenny.
Is
that
it?
gatekeeping? It's not keeping anyone out of the fandom, is it?
No, it's not. I'm not saying that anyone is excluded. I'm just saying that a fan is someone who enjoys it, but at the same time criticizes it.
Okay. Yeah. They
That
Yeah.
might be a kind of like a gatekeeping thing. Sure. Yeah, I see where that
a little.
Yeah.
that's you're coming from.
But I don't think
But that is my firm belief that someone
I
who
mean, yeah, no.
someone
go
who
ahead.
adores something should also be able to criticize it,
Yeah.
and that
People can't.
stems from a place of love.
Mhm.
People can't do that though.
What do
Well,
you
not a lot of people can't do that, and that's what sort of boggles my mind.
Like
That's why I don't affix myself in a fandom.
mean? Yeah.
exactly. Like people can't. Okay, from what I've seen, people can't criticize Undertale.
Mhm.
Right? They can't see the faults in Undertale. People can't
Mhm.
criticize Smash Brothers, right? Or they can't
Mhm.
criticize the Smash Brothers that they enjoy.
Okay.
People,
Yeah.
like people can't. Like it's silly. Like I understand. I love Melee. It's a sick game, but fuck, that game is glitchy as hell.
Okay.
It's super glitchy. The adventure mode's all right. It's not amazing, but like Brawl, shitty gameplay. I think it's got a great adventure mode personally.
Mm-hmm.
I see Ultimate, and I see people sucking Sakurai's dick 24/7 because they're giving them a new fucking game, and I think, hey, it's a new game. That's good. I like it, but what happened to adventure mode? I don't really enjoy. I think it's bad personally, but when you say it, people are like, "Oh, you're so ungrateful" or something or other, and it's like, okay, how am I ungrateful though? Like, I'm still gonna get the game, right? I enjoy what the game is doing. I just have a couple criticisms.
Yeah. As everyone should when they look at something.
Yeah.
They should look at it objectively, not like...
Well, not even objectively. Like, you can
no.
have your own opinion about something.
You just try and enjoy it, and if there's something you don't like, notice it. Don't put it off.
Well, I think that's the fandom's misinterpretation of intent. Where when someone starts criticizing the game, they're like, "Oh, hey, this person absolutely hates the game. Shit on them because they're criticizing something that I love."
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's this weird thing where people think criticism is bad.
Yeah.
When I think most criticism, effective criticism, is stemming from a place of wanting it to improve.
Okay.
Right? It's this enjoyment of something, but I think this could be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my official
That's an
final
interesting take.
statement.
I like it.
You're such a good boy.
Thank you.
Should we be done, you think, or?
Yeah, I think let's try to end it on that. Unless you have something else to say.
Well, earlier in the show we said we'd talk about shipping, but I don't.
Oh.
We kind of changed it.
Well,
he's right. I mean, we can touch on shipping really quick.
Okay.
Shipping. Yeah, let's just add a quick note to it.
So I think shipping causes the most issues from what I see in shows. Like, I'm going to talk about Steven Universe again.
Okay.
We can just talk about anime. Talk about literally any show.
Well, let's stick with Steven Universe because it's a little more.
Okay. Hetalia and Steven Universe. They both have the same issue.
Okay.
But I think one's worse than the other because something happened.
Obviously.
Okay. So in Steven Universe, there's Lapis and Peridot, and they were kind of hinted at as a love interest into each other. It never really happened, I don't think, within the show. It was never canon. But fans of the ship of Peridot and Amethyst were saying it was queer baiting because it was showing favoritism to the other ship and saying that they weren't being paid attention to, I guess.
And so the fact that word
queer baiting, yeah, it's a weird word.
I've never heard of the word.
It's like you're baiting people based on sexual orientation.
Yeah, kind of, and
which is stupid because why are you watching a show just to see gay people?
I mean, just seeing a romantic interest in a kid show that's about kind of finding yourself and adventuring, and I don't know. I've only watched the first 2 seasons of Steven Universe, and it's a good show, but it has its issues. Like how you're saying you should have critiques about it. It has a lot of issues.
Well, obviously.
It comes from a good place, but there's a lot of problems with it. And the person who was writing, they were artists on the show. They quit because they kept getting a lot of hate mail and death threats because they didn't like her doing what she was doing with the characters.
Yeah, well, just fuck the creator of the thing, right? Like,
yeah,
they didn't give you what you enjoy. Fuck them.
Yeah, and then let's see, what was this? And Hetalia had the same issues as that. There was a popular ship with I think it was the UK and America, which was the most popular ship, and a lot of people were getting mad because it was overtaking their ship, and they were making excuses why their ship was problematic, and like if it was racist, if it was wrong, or stuff like that.
Okay.
It's stupid. They're countries.
Yeah, people get really touchy on that subject, which I find silly. I don't know why you get mad at a certain ship.
They're countries, dog.
Yeah, they are countries. Yes,
It is very odd.
and
Seamus,
they
is
are
that you?
gems.
Are you guys still talking?
Yeah,
We're still
Yeah.
talking.
we're just finishing up here. So
No, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. So last thought
hmm
about fandoms. Let's go around.
Oh, okay. Do you want to start, Cameron?
Yeah, I think you already know what it is. I think fandoms can be great for a community. It brings people together and brings a lot of cool art into the world, which I always love seeing. But there's a lot of issues within like how people want their show or game, where they keep people out of it or say they're not true fans, they're stuff like that. Or they just send death threats to people, which is also terrible,
Mm-hmm.
which should never be in a community like that. So just enjoy the things you like. You could talk to it with other people, have your theories, and just enjoy what you watch.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
So I'm gonna go a little bit different from Cameron. I think that fandoms usually at the start are good. Small fandoms are always the nicest fandom from what I've seen. But eventually, they reach a point of critical mass in which it's unavoidable that this fandom is gonna be shit.
Okay.
It just I don't think there's a single fandom that is a good fandom
So
at the end of the day.
So you say they all kind of snowball into a massive boulder that just destroys itself.
It's because they become echo chambers. So like any dissenting opinion is kind of hated.
Okay.
Actually, I just have a question to that, because do you think that's because that they feel that the fandom or the subject content isn't special anymore,
I don't know.
I think it's
I really don't know.
right? Because you said when it starts out, it's like it's very small. That
Yeah.
means it's kind of special to the people that are a part of the fandom.
Mhm.
But once it grows large enough,
it becomes popular. There's a lot of
Yeah.
new people introduced that cause issues themselves or
Yeah.
anti-fans or something like that.
Mhm.
Because they're always hearing about it online and they get sick of hearing about it and then they just hate on it without ever even watching it.
I think that stems from a place that it's okay. This thing that used to be so special to me, it's no longer mine.
Hmm.
I think it's a person's self-awareness that the thing that they love, it isn't exclusive to them.
Mhm.
I think that's where that's coming from.
That's a good point, actually. Did you have a standing on this, or Kenny?
I feel like fandoms should do nothing but good, but here we are at a standoff where fandoms are counterintuitive to the content that it endorses. But you know what? I'd like to see a fandom die and then be revived. I'd like to see that. Sounds very interesting because I think it's happened before. But with fandoms like that, I think they kind of turn out better. I don't have a specific example.
Yeah.
Like RuneScape?
But I feel like it'll just
I feel like
RuneScape. Yeah,
does.
actually, you know what? Yeah, everybody that loved RuneScape when it first came out, they loved it. But then it kind of went to shit, and everybody hated it.
Yeah.
But now people think back on it, and even if it's a meme, it's like, oh, RuneScape. Oh, heck yeah, dude, RuneScape was great.
That was my jam. That sort of thing. It was
I mean,
nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. I think it's just a repetitive cycle at that point. Because then at that point, it's a small fandom again.
Yeah.
True.
But I don't think it's really problematic either.
Yeah.
In that case.
But you know what?
Yeah. And,
Fandoms are a weird thing.
They are.
enough.
They exist in our world, whether you like it or not.
Let's close it there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. And if you're watching on YouTube, you could go check out our podcast on Anchor FM. And
on Spotify, iTunes,
Spotify, probably. We'll see.
podcast places.
Yeah. We'll have more information on that soon.
All
But
right.
we're
This
expanding.
broadcast was brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy.